Yes, we're back. Not sure if we are back on YouTube though. Because again, YouTube is always special. Let me double check that, because OBS says we are streaming, but last time it said that and we were definitely not streaming. But it looks like... yeah, it is live. Okay. Cool. Alright, I have one more try. And we might need to restart again if it fails. I will investigate maybe if I can stream from a separate machine so that this doesn't happen if my GPU crashes. Because it is a little bit annoying, and I have now a second machine that might be where I can run OBS, then just forward everything. Alright, so we are back here, back there. Let's open that again. And what I wanted to do is we go back to what was working with the SSBO bound as a buffer. And then I wanted to, because it's the first time that I have a nested array. And if I remember correctly, there is this weird... or is it buffer device address? And I thought like maybe it's a weird function that they just don't explain. But they have... they have this load pointer, even though... I don't know. It probably doesn't do anything. It's probably something they just left out. Oh, that's different. Okay, that's all different stuff. That's not related to what I'm doing. So, yeah, I'm not sure what that example is. What this load pointer does. And if it's needed. Because by that I would say no. Oh wait, references? Buffers? Slice. Yeah. Then... okay. Maybe I need... well, I'm not sure what that restrict does. But maybe I need to do that so that it casts it. So maybe I need to do this. And then it's a volume chunk, and then I can access it. Let's try. Why not? What do we have to lose, right? Only have to lose is that we have to restart the stream again. Ah, god damn it. That here. That here. And we do this, and we do a restrict here as well, because why not? Whatever that does. And then we do the same here, so restrict. Actually, the active chunk we can do up there already, because that doesn't change. And then here, we get rid of that. Say here chunk. Put that at the end again. And then I do hope that I'm allowed to do that. Well, let's write it to the SSBO for now. Let's see how that does in RenderDoc. Let's first see if I did a mistake in the shader. Probably I did. Okay, maybe not. And then let's pray for RenderDoc. To the RenderDoc gods. That it doesn't crash. But I have a bad overall feeling. No. And are we dead again? No. OBS still works. Yeah, that sucks that RenderDoc doesn't even let me even understand what the issue is. Oh, well, I wanted to do one different thing, which is let's get rid of that. Well, not exactly that. Let's do that. So we do steer that part like we always do. And we do this as well. As usual, we get rid of that. And yeah. And then the idea would be I want to see what that is. And hopefully that I get something out here. Oh, we still have to read only here again. How did that sneak in again? Did I always have that? In all of my stuff? Did I not remove that? Goodbye, OBS. What the fuck is the stream delay on YouTube? But okay, it's fine on Twitch. Alright. We didn't crash. We didn't crash. Let's go. Damn. That worked. So far. Okay. And we didn't crash. Let's go one step further. Maybe I was stupid and I didn't remove the read only. Is that it? So can I do this now? the voxel grid has my voxel in there. And I mean, that should be pretty much the same as we had before. But maybe as soon as we try to access the nested one, we crash again, I don't know. Maybe it was the read-only and I was just stupid. I guess I was just stupid and didn't remove the read-only, or what? Did I really just imagine it? That I removed it? Okay. I mean, I still want to know why we could have checked that already in the previous version. But let's do it now. In here, why do we not hit something? Can I debug in here? Oh, beautiful. While classic, I'm stupid and I thought I removed the read-only, but I guess I didn't. Which is something. Okay, trunk position that, trunk position that. I think that is correct. We can check it with the terrain. So we go plus 64 here, plus 64 here. Well, and yeah, plus 64 up and down, but that doesn't really matter. So that should be the valid position of the terrain chunk. And then we have array origin. And array direction. So T enter and T exit is a little bit sus. Although it's not too bad actually, never mind. Although it's a bit weird. Instead. Oh, okay, yeah. I guess that makes sense. But then the local hit position. Is a little bit weird. But okay. Let's give it the benefit of the doubt. $4,096. Do we even have that many? 8 times 8 times 8. Oh yeah, we do, but it's exactly the last one. Which is outside of the valid bounds. So that one access is garbage. Yeah. Okay. Let's do one thing, which is not exactly how I would... I think that their raycast is still a bit funky and wrong. Pretty sure that was 63 is around. Anyways, which is... I mean, it kinda is right, because we could go from 0 to 63 more or less. So in that sense, it kinda makes sense. But it says we're maybe not the best. So it was... Oh, okay, it was 64. But something was different, right? Ah, this one. The max didn't go all the way to the max. So I guess we can leave that. But this one... more or less should go to chunk size minus 0.1, for example. That might fix it. It's not the best. I think my ray trace is wrong. Slightly. Or it's a little bit too extreme, or I don't know how to say it. Something is off with the borders, basically, I think. Of the cube hit. Or like the AABB hit. Where is it? Pipeline, that's what it was. And then debug. What is my mouse position? Okay. It's really nice that this suddenly works, which is kind of new. I think that since I updated, I never had source code in my thing before. Voxel core is 000 suddenly. Okay. We have a hit, perfect. Okay. Let's assume that works. Let's close all of them. Let's bring back the edit here. Because why not? That was too much, right? Yeah. Should be like that. And let's crash again. Not quite how I would want it. Okay, let's get back to Rent-A-Dog. Too quick. We need... Please don't crash. Okay, I was afraid for a second. But yeah, it was really the read-only thing. I need to write that down somewhere because I might forget that. But yeah, it makes kinda sense. But it's funny that it crashes and doesn't give you any validation or anything for that. Validation error. Because, yeah, in my mind it should be a validation error. So we have all of that, makes sense. The chunk position is 0, the chunk max is that. And then we have a current point. I really don't understand why we hit in the set direction like that. Oh, wait. Actually, it makes sense. Because I'm stupid. What am I even doing there? I mean, that is fine. But that's just the enter into the chunk and not the actual hit position, right? Because we hit, like if the chunk goes up like that, because it's a cube, then we hit somewhere here. If I have my mouse here, we hit like on the side of the cube, and then currently we return that position as the hit position. Because we just intersect with the bounds of the chunk, not with the actual volumetric data. That's like garbage. I think I can fake it and make it work. For the plane. For anything else I can't make it work. Because I can limit the Y position, right? Of the chunk here. And then it will work again. But that would only work as long as we are a plane. But even then it adds it on the wrong side, right? How did that actually work before? What? How did I make that work before? Ah, where are we? Ah, no, we actually traverse here. Okay, yeah, do. Never mind, we traverse here. But we might be doing it wrong. Because that's the grid size, which is not correct. That is actually cell size here. Cell size. Because that's a voxel size, right? Then this we scale again to vert coordinate. And then this needs to be again cell size. So that we go by voxel. That makes more sense. I think that will fix it. Famous last words. Do we just trust and start right away? Yes, right. Well. If only I could write shader code. Oh yeah, of course. I think I would want to have... I think I will add that soon. Maybe with like the... Maybe with the 0.5 version of Onyx as well. Hot reloading for shaders. So that we don't have to restart the engine, and if it fails to compile, we just take the last version, basically. That compiled. So we don't throw it away right away. I mean, if you boot from it, it probably still is an error. Edit volume 152? God damn it. 152. Isn't that the thing we do? Yeah. Dot cell size, dot cell size. What is it that you... Ah. Wait. Ah, it's a float. I think it can be a uint. Edit voxel chords. Okay. And that's not a problem up there? Will it now complain that it's... Oh, let's do LI. Just to be sure that it doesn't complain then about... Oh, here it is a uint. While consistency... Oh, it is a uint. Never mind. Alright, so now we should hopefully have a shader that compiles again. Please, yes. Well, it would have been too nice, right, if that was fixing it. Oh, wait. That's why. Right? Probably. Does that make a difference? I'm not sure. Oh no, it actually might do a big difference actually. Unfortunate. Guess we have to go back to render doc. Unless I see something right away. Which probably I don't. Oh, let's actually get rid of that. That might be garbage as well. Yeah, it's always too far. It seems like it jumps too far already. So let's go with render doc again. Let's close all of them. But it was only one. I think we don't actually save this capture, no. We don't need to do a whole lot. I think as soon as I hover, right, with there, yeah. Oh, it's beautiful that it doesn't crash. Mesh viewer launch. I'm curious why we have like 2 dispatches here. Why do we have 2 dispatches here? Ah, the second dispatch is this one, right? And it's just happened to be as well 111. Yeah. Render doc, render doc, render doc. Yeah. Alright, let's go. So our current point is again this hit point. That is our chunk size. Then our voxel chord is 0, 0, 0. Is it? Oh wait, yeah, it might, it is. Because I'm stupid. Again. That needs to be divided by cell size, because we are already in local space. And that goes back to a voxel coordinate from word position. That goes from a local thing to a word position, which is fine. That might my famous last words again, but let's do it in render doc right away. So that we can debug right away again. Because we definitely didn't make a mistake in the shader, right? Oh god, I already saw something red. Yeah. God damn it. Wait, what? Oh my god. Yeah. Why is it so hard for me to write one... Oh my god, again. Like one functioning shader on the first try, because I always make one stupid mistake. And it's always the same, that I forget most of the time the name of the buffer, of the push constant buffer. Somehow I always brick that. Oh, we have it working. Yes. Okay. I mean, it's really bad, but it works. And now it's, I think, at the maximum already elevated. Because we don't do more than that. We might be able to... tweak it a little bit. If we do 6... Or like, let's do 32. Or does that break it? Oh, that seems to break it actually. Funny. But why is... Okay, let's do 64. That totally broke it. Why would that break it? Well, let's find out, I guess. Render doc. It's probably something with the uint coordinates, I would assume. Thank you, thank you. Well, it was kind of sad that it took so long, but whatever. Did we? Yeah. Start. And we were already, like, with the single chunk further than what we are now, but whatever. 32. Why do you fail? Okay, 444. That is kind of... Oh no, maybe it's fine. Maybe it's fine. Actually, maybe it's fine. Launch. Not launch. Pipeline state. Debug. So we get all of that. Our chunk size. So we have our chunk max, which is still that, which makes perfect sense. Our chunk position is as well. Makes sense. So then our local hit position still is fine. That is 64 by 64. We go in here, divide our local hit pos. That looks fine. That voxel cord looks decent. Our cell size is 2. So that's 8, 10, 0, 0. And we are 9 meters away from the surface. Which is fine. Does that align with where our ray position is? Position 8, 10, 0, 0. But the local hit pos is somewhere completely different. So no, it doesn't add up. Because that should be somewhat close. Okay, let's try one thing. What if we flip how we approach this. By doing this minus that. Maybe it even needs to be... It probably is not... It's probably rigged, to be honest, like that. As well, we need to fix that properly by moving it perfectly into local space and not doing some random stuff with the position, because I think that doesn't work as soon as we... I think this fails as well as soon as we... Okay, we're back to a GPU crash. But we are alive. We didn't die. But that is probably an excess out of the buffer, if I would have to guess. So let me think why. Probably because we're negative, right? Probably because we're negative. Is that even correct? It's global ID times grid size X plus times global ID plus grid size Y times that. Looks fine, right? Yeah. Oh, but actually, no, it's not fine. Or is it? No, actually, I think it's fine, right? What was that before? It was probably as well the same thing, right? Divided by cell size, yeah. Maybe it's fine, maybe it's not, maybe it's fine. Cell size. Yeah, that is all pretty decent, I would say. But maybe that's... Oh, actually, no, it's not, because the position was off. The position was definitely off. What I hit. And the position that it was at. Which I'm not quite sure why. Oh, but maybe because... Because it's a little bit complicated with that cell size, right? That's not correct actually, probably. Damn it. Or is it? Is the voxel index not? No, but it still has to match the position. Right? Do we write the voxel index somewhere? No. Great. At least not the 3D voxel. That would be helpful actually, if we write that somewhere. I mean, actually it's divided by that cell size. So it claimed to have gotten yeah, I think I know what it actually is. Wait, let me double check that. So because we do, where is it? Oh, maybe in RenderDoc I can actually check that as well. Oh no, we crashed, right? So let's close that, but in that one we can check it. If I go here to pipeline state and go here, this has like a ton of entries, right? Which even is kind of weird because it has a... Oh no, it doesn't have a lot of duplicates, right? But still, it does this because when we build our volume system currently, the grid is like that big. So we actually do calculate 64 divided by, well actually, sorry, 64, right? 64 is the resolution. Okay, no, 32. Plus, God damn it. Can you please clear all of that? 32 plus 7, because I think that is 7, right? Yeah. Divided by 8 is 4. And then we do 4 times 4 times 4 times 8 times 8 times 8. And that's the actual amount of voxels that we have in each dimension. And we have in one dimension 64 times 8 voxels, 512. So in reality, what we need to do is that correct? What I'm saying? I mean, I think it is. I think it is. So basically what we need to do is in this one, I think that is not correct. And what we actually need is const float grid size. It's 512. Actually, let's do that here. Grid size 512. 512, 512. And then get rid of that again and do grid size X. Grid size Y. Maybe. But that now only works if we have the correct size, right? So if we put here 32, then it should work. Famous last words. Maybe not. Oh, because we need to do this as well, right? Right? That's local and we divide it by 512. What's happening? Oh, we have two running. That's why my PC is going like crazy. Let me think. Is that correct? That part I'm not so sure about. In the old code we did divide it by the cell size. So let's leave that. Let's leave that here. I think that was the actual size. That is the word size though. Right? And that is the grid size, yeah. And then let's see, this one was voxel chord times cell size. So let's do that. Although I think chunk size is fine in actually maybe not. Maybe that's better. Yeah, maybe. Let's do here 10 again. 10 because we actually have way more voxels anyways than I thought. And then let's diff again. Where is my diff? So then we had the edit voxel chords times cell size. Oh, maybe that is actually correct. Because we're operating in local space, right? So that's fine. Chunk size. Yeah, doesn't really make sense, yeah. Maybe. I think that makes probably more sense. Let's see if it works, but it at least makes somewhat sense in my head, but it doesn't work. Let's render dock it again. Slow progress today. I mean, we had it for one size running for 8, but we need to make it dynamic. Don't say that. Don't worry, we will probably end up in one again. I can make it happen for you. Oh, there we are. I think I did it. See? You didn't miss it. Been there, done it. For you. Control Shift B. Helps. Ah, is that the thing that forces the driver to restart? We had, like, I think there was a shortcut, yeah. Because we had that at Ubisoft, but I forgot it. Is it that? That it just forces the driver to restart? Ah, I think I cannot do that anymore. So you say Control Shift B. Or that just builds. Are you sure that it was Control Shift B? I think it's something else. But I know that there was one. Was GPU driver reload Windows. It's Windows Control Shift B. But does that kill my... No, I think we actually didn't kill with that. At least we didn't kill OBS with that. And it did something. Not sure if I can debug now again. Okay. No, we still have a crash. I think the driver is still in a bricked state somehow. So we cannot really capture anything anymore. Nice. That sounds fun. Grid size. Actually, maybe that's wrong. Hold on, the grid size. It might not be that actually. It might be 32, right? Is that the resolution? It might be the resolution, right? The 512 was probably garbage. Probably that. And then our local hit position. It has to be in the chunk dimensions. So this one has to probably be in the chunk size. I think that's what we kinda want. I think that makes more sense. Let's try it, why not try it? What can go wrong? Oh yes! It works! But it only works on the edges. And we crashed again. Slightly. Because we ran out of... Well, let's actually add back the... Yeah, we crashed because we were running out of vertex buffer space. Because the vertex buffer is currently very small for performance, or like for easier and faster testing. So we would need to bring that back at least so that we have not that many draws at the same time of the surface, and then we can do the thing that shit. There it is. Yes. Perfect. All right. Disregard the lighting artifacts. That's something else. That's just that the normals are a little bit bricked. Yeah, cool. Works, kinda. Let's see if we can now make that sensible. So what we need is, this needs to be the resolution, and we need the chunk size. And the cell size we need, but we could calculate it ourselves. But why would we, right? We could save it as a... We could do chunk index here. And then we do a float, cell size float. Resolution. Float. Chunk size, or like word size. Or like chunk size, maybe even chunk size. That is actually voxel size. And resolution. And we basically do that. So we get rid of that. And then this is... Well, actually, let's not get rid of that. Let's do here, and that is u constants chunk size. And then we do a const float. Or let's actually make it small. That's, yeah, no. Resolution. And const float voxel size. Alright, so basically we replace everywhere where we have chunk size with that. Was that the only place? No, right? Yeah, here, here, here. And that's it, okay. Then this one is this. which I am not sure. Do we need that? I guess we could just do resolution. Yeah, I think it is fine to do it like that. I don't think we will ever have a like uniformly scaled chunk. I think they will always be boxes. And then we have voxel size, which is this. Cell size. Okay. Cell size, nope. Chunk size. It's everywhere replaced so that we hopefully, did I manage to do it once that I didn't make a mistake? Probably not, right? So we need to change that as well here. The chunk index goes up there. Then we bring down that down here. We have another float resolution. Float chunk size and the float voxel size. I have a good feeling about that. Resolution. Terrain settings resolution. And then constants chunk size, terrain chunk size. Perfect. What could possibly go wrong now? Except for that it's not matching the type. And the voxel size can be a float, right? Because that one is kind of messy. So let's actually change that resolution. Chunk size. And I think they are anyways accessed as... I mean, except for here where I can convert it, but... I think it should be fine. Famous last words. We might get a compile error for the shader. Let's see. I would not want to change it to a float if I don't have to. Okay, I guess we have to. Or no, I didn't manage to do it once correct. 45. Of course I didn't. Probably missed, yeah. Ah, it would have been too nice. One day I will manage it. Oh, okay, we actually run. Okay, so we have this working. Now let's do 8. And we still somewhat work, right? That the resolution is like super crappy now. But we still make spheres here, even though it's not spheres anymore. Ah, okay. Yeah, I understand. Okay. For that we need to do something. Volume terrain system. Yeah, that should be fine. Is it 100,000 or is it 1,000,000 now? I think that's 1,000,000. Oh god, did I do one? Yeah, I think I did one too much. Why would you... Is that not enough? Am I stupid? Which one did I increase now? Max vertex count. 100? And then that's 1 million. Shouldn't that be good enough? I thought that would be good enough, but I guess not. How many vertices do you want to render here? What? What? Why would it be 1,300? Okay, one thing that we definitely should revert again, which might be an issue, but not sure if that is the case. Actually it might be, right? We need to get rid of that again, because that is definitely bad. But is that the reason? I doubt it. Although now it was rendering fine, right? So maybe I fixed it. Never mind. Maybe that was the issue, because I mean it definitely was a problem. Yeah, okay. And do we now... Yes, perfect. So now we have like nicer spheres. We might run out of space in the vertex buffer very soon. So I don't want to add too much actually to it, because we will crash, which is something I should probably handle a little bit better. But yeah, so we have that. We now have various resolutions working for that. Let's see if we can go back to, let's do 16. How bad is the resolution? Pretty bad, but whatever. Okay, I mean we can do 32, I think it's fine. Still not the best, but I mean it's better than nothing. And then let's do 2. And can I paint here? I think we crashed. Yay, we crashed. Why did we crash? So I think one thing... No, actually... No, that should be fine. I think we can get rid of that again. We don't... I mean, we still use it, right? So let's keep it. I mean, it's probably that we... No, actually, I have no idea why we crash. Probably have to debug that again. But I mean, that's pretty nice that it in theory works with the resolution now. So that's good. And I can do 2 here. And then we crash. Which is weird. Why do we crash though? Or maybe it's not so nice that it... Maybe it really doesn't like the fact that we trace the same one and potentially write. But I mean, we only write once. Let's actually get rid of this shader read here. And this shader write. Although maybe do the shader write at the start, right? Here. It's something like that, I think. Although, actually, never mind. I think they are all independent from each other, right? So that shouldn't matter. All of the chunks are independent from each other. So yeah, it's probably some stupid thing again. We might be... We might... the problem might actually be the offset-ish. Because now the chunk actually has a position. So it's maybe this. Let's add that just to be sure. And as well, if our voxel index is greater than resolution times resolution times resolution. We return as well. That should at least make it somewhat safer. So we do... No, actually keep it at 8 to 2. But we still crash. But it's definitely something with let's actually do... Can I just remove? Wait, I know what it is. I'm stupid. Or, I mean, probably. It's we have to do this, and I'm pretty sure we have to do that. Because otherwise we use the same bound vertex buffer, which we are not allowed to do. Yeah, not vertex buffer. Okay, yeah, it still works and we don't crash. Good. I can explain it in a second if it works. Because I'm not sure if it works. Almost. What? Okay, whatever. But now we can get rid of that. And this one. Ah, it might actually be, yeah, it might be this. So we get rid of that. That actually might be the case, because we had like one shader effect, and currently in my engine, that's unfortunately an oversight from when I did that system. One shader effect, which is the combination of shader pipeline, and unfortunately it as well contains the descriptor sets. And so that makes it that if we fire the same shader in the same frame multiple times, the descriptor set is overwritten. We probably should, or I probably should make it that the shader effect is just the pipeline and the shader, but not the descriptor set, and then you get a shader effect. So basically the shader is just the pipeline and the shader, and then a shader effect is a pointer to that thing, like the two, and an individual unique shader descriptor. Wow, Captain Chica, thank you very much. Really, wow, thank you. That's really nice. I'm not sure if you sent a message. If you did, oh yeah, you have. Now you have to fix your crashes. So probably I have to add that to the overlay that you see that message. Now you have to fix your crashes. Yes, I do. Thank you so much. Where did I want to go? Why did it still crash? That is something I don't get. Yeah, I would need to. I am really bad at Twitch yet, right? You have to understand that. I will try, but I can't promise it. But I will try. Wait, did I change actually? Maybe I was stupid. Oh no, I did change the order here, right? Position chunk index, and then we have make to mouse and active buffer, and then U and resolution, chunk size, voxel size, and one heading. I will try that. I'm not sure if I can make it for the next stream, the TTS, but yeah, it would be nice, right? Okay, but one is working, the other ones are not working. So yeah, I'm suspecting that it's something with the position. So let's actually see what that might be by not doing the edit. We just returned. Does the shader compiler complain about that? Oh, that might actually be too late. We might still crash. Yeah. Stop it. No. Yes. Oh, wait. No. Wait. No, that all should be fine. I think we are crashing in the edit. Let's just go out here already. Please don't crash now. Yes. Oh no, we crashed. Why would it crash here? Or is it that we are not allowed? No, but we do the same thing everywhere, so that can't be the issue. I don't think so, because we don't get any validation errors here. Regarding that, we get some other stuff which I know and it's on my list. It's about the resources that we load in an async thread, and it complains about signals and fences, which is as well on my list to fix, but we don't get any validation error for buffer offsets for the push constants. I mean, we can... And I mean, the thing is, it works with one, right? So it's something else. Because as soon as I do this, this works, right? Or does it? Oh, well, it doesn't work anymore because I commented out everything that edits. You can comment that back in again. But that looks fine. So if I don't return here and I bring that back, then I think... Why is that here? Get rid of that. Oh god, what did I do? Get rid of that. So I think that works. With one, but with two it fails. Yeah. So here we have edit, and then I can change the resolution, right? And we have nice dense version. But as soon as I go to 8 and 2, it fails. Which is interesting. But it grows as well to the, in my opinion, wrong side. Right? Doesn't it? Hold on. Did it grow to the wrong side? Oh no, actually plus X. And probably... Well, actually, how did it grow? Minus Z and plus X. Oh, god damn it, I clicked. So that's maybe the issue. Maybe that's the problem. That we have that the chunk position is wrong. But even then, that wouldn't make too much sense. Let's see if we crash if I take out the edit. Like this part again. Wrong one. This one. I mean, we can... No, not... That's... Let's see what that does. Okay, so that doesn't crash. So it's not in the edit, it's in the... It's in the render. But why? I mean, that's something I wanted to change anyways. It's not the best how we do that anyways. But I'm not quite sure why that would fail. That doesn't really... Oh... Although, let me think, one area. I can store physical devices, unique pointer in my Vulkan container, right? Yes, because you will only have one physical device usually. I mean, unless you have multiple GPUs. But usually you only have one. I have the same. So graphics API. Vulkan, of course. Well, I should have named them better. So my instance physical device, surface, swap chain, all of them are unique. Which one thing is wrong, the surface and swap chain technically shouldn't be a unique pointer. Yes. Well, yeah, and for querying, I think it queries as well the graphics queue stuff, right? Like what queues you support. But yeah, it is mostly used for the logical device, because at that you only get some more info from the physical device about the capabilities of it, but you do everything runtime wise with the logical device. And usually I have only one logical device as well, as far as I know. Like one logical device per physical device. I don't see a reason why you would have two. Because I think it doesn't really work anyways, because they share the queue anyways, even if you create a new logical device, I think. Because your GPU can't make new queues. But the time you have logical device isn't the most common case that you have queried everything you needed. Yes. I do in my physical device, when I create it, I query all the stuff. Well, I query all the stuff basically. You don't even call a VK. Like the physical device you don't create, right? You just select it from a list that you get from the instance, yeah. So you are not calling a VK create. No, you don't. Yeah, you probably don't need to waste it. I mean, it's only 8 bytes, right? But yes, technically you don't need to store it. Because I think I know where I'm not really using it, I think. Oh, why did I macro it? So I cannot look for the use cases, right? Query it for swap chain stuff as well again, right? It's basically all that has, like, when you want to know what my graphics card, what your graphics card supports, you go to the physical device. But you always have to either save it or query it anyways, on demand. Oh god, what did I see there? Go back. No. Surely not. Why do I even have that include? Why do I have it? Oh, okay, I have it because of graphic settings. Graphic settings? Ah, because I have it here. Alright. Alright. Not a big fan. Probably makes sense to move that out into its own header to include less chunks. Anyway, so where was I? Ah, yeah, we commented out that thing and now we are not crashing anymore. So what I wanted to do is... No, but at that point it doesn't make any sense because at that point... But what's different to this? Because we do exactly the same thing, except we actually don't transition. We don't transition any shader here. On any barriers here. I mean, we can try that. I doubt it's a good thing. Because I would assume that it's just making it worse, but okay. Let's not transition them for some reason. I think that's the worst idea, but what can you do? Then I was like, do I maybe need to... Wait, actually that... I don't know, that doesn't really make too much sense. Yeah, let's not transition them, I don't know. Let's see. Probably doesn't fix it. I'm pretty sure we will still crash. Yeah. But it's very specific actually. I'm wondering if it is... I'm wondering if it is something with... do we have everything still in place for editing? Yeah, we do. I'm curious if I change this and this. Okay, no. Then we still... But we don't get any info. We just crash. Which is fun. Device lost. Thank you for that. You are so helpful, Vulcan. Or maybe it's... No, because we don't... We have only write... Only and read only buffers here. I don't know. It fell out of my machine, it seems like. Seems like it fell out of my machine. Is it maybe that we have the wrong... No, but that wouldn't make any sense. Or does it actually? Wait, maybe... No, that is push constant like that. And we probably have... Yeah, the same exact struct here. Which, I mean, it's probably not a good idea, but... The thing is, it's not the ray trace by the looks of it. It's the edit, which I have a suspicion, but I'm not... Oh, that might actually be... Wait a second. But how does it work with one? Oh, we might be fast enough, maybe that's why it works with one. So if I do that, it's fine, right? I can click wherever I want and it doesn't crash. As long as we don't edit. I'm thinking... Okay, hear me out. I think I have a theory and we need to test that tomorrow because it's already quite late. But because of the fact that I currently only have one buffer of each. So we have one buffer for the grid, one buffer for the vertices and one buffer for the indirect draw. My suspicion is, because I have more entries, I might be slower because I need to generate more data. And then I overlap with the previous frame that is currently on the GPU rendering and accessing one of those buffers. And my compute shader is writing over that. Because we are double buffered, right? But we only have one buffer. So the previous frame is reading from it, while the current frame is deleting the data from him. I'm not sure why that works with one, and we are just lucky. But I think it's the fact that we in here change the draw command. And we basically kill him the vertex count, right? And we potentially even increase the vertex count already. So we tell him here is 10 vertices, but their stuff is not written yet to the actual buffer. I think that is it, probably. So we would need a different buffer to edit and then swap it out. Because I don't really want to have it double buffered. I think that's a lot of memory that I don't really prefer. I would want to only have it when we edit stuff. I think that might be actually it, that we are rendering from the buffer. We can try that by, for now, duplicating it tomorrow and see if we have like one buffer per frame if the issue disappears. Alright, I think with that we will call it a day. It's some good progress, not exact. I mean, we have it like somewhat, right? We have like one thing is working here. Oh, well, I commented it out. Great. But we have like edit for one chunk again. And now at least it is well respects the resolution, which is good. So we keep iterating on that. Oh shit. I bricked it. I forgot that I am not allowed to do two. Maybe it's even... Oh no, actually that doesn't make sense, yeah. No, we were there already. Never mind. Forget what I wanted to say. But yeah, we have that, which is great. And we will keep going from there tomorrow. So we have the edit back, which is already a good step. And this one is a little bit more solid compared to the one we had before, because yeah, as I said, we can change the resolution. I think we can even do that, yes, and now we have like, hopefully, yeah, very smooth. Because the grid is like super small now. So yeah, thank you very much, as I said already, for joining. And we will see what happened there. Alright. Future me. Thank you very much for joining, and we will continue tomorrow, hopefully fixing this crash. If Captain Chica is still here, thank you for the tip, really appreciate it. Didn't expect someone to use it, but thank you, thank you, thank you. Have a nice rest of your evening, and yep, I will have a merge request to go through now before going to bed. At least check it before. Probably I won't merge it tomorrow, but at least look at it one more time. So thank you, Bella, for that as well. Again. And yeah, have a nice evening. See you tomorrow. Bye bye.